All right, so the next test is going to be a test, or next technique is going to be technique to see if we can get the upper body better connected to the lower body. So the test I do to assess that, it's called the lumbar protective mechanism. It's from Greg and Vicki Johnson developed this from the Institute of Physical Art. So he goes into a staggered stance. I mirror that staggered stance, and then I come in and say, Thomas, hold, don't let me move you. And I feel how he initiates. He initiates into a little bit of extension, hold again, but he does have a little bit of a connection there, but if I go and double that, I immediately lose him. I would also test that from the back to the front, and then on the other diagonal with the feet staggered the other way. For the sake of time, I have the information I need. We need to improve that connection of the rib cage to the pelvis. So Thomas, yep, go ahead and go onto your back. The technique that I use from a manual therapy standpoint is called the Tonic Spread. This was developed by Vicki Johnson with the functional manual therapy approach. The way that I would initially do this is just confirm which side I want to be on by which hip is less connected to the trunk. I've already determined that it's this hip. So to go straight into the example of how I would treat this, pinkies come down, soften your elbows, soften your shoulders a little bit, breathe in, let your rib cage breathe out, relax down, okay? And then I'm gonna come in here and say, hold here, don't let me move you, good. And I would just have a nice small contraction where my intention is really to come in slow, come in with low force, and really communicate more to his core muscles, because my intention is to activate the core of the shoulder blade, so the shoulder blade stabilizers, then ultimately into his core of his stomach to then overflow into his hip so that we can get that connection, okay? I may be here, I'm here at least 2 minutes, I would say. All right, so let's say that we're there. Let's say that core contraction has spread. It feels like maybe his hip is ready to turn on. I will then switch my manual contact here to bring the leg up, hold the hand, don't let me lift you up. And then let's say his hip wants to turn on. I catch that by saying hold here. Now he's holding in both places. And then we do a nice long prolonged hold until it feels like if I move the hands or if I move the knee, that they are one, that they are not able to be disconnected. Then I know I've established that connection so that that forced transition or the forced translation during the golf swing is capable of happening with its maximal efficiency. So that is the tonic spread.